The children go for a walk with the teacher and talk to the nature about their homes. Everyone's home is the best home. Teacher. Some children went a walking one sunny day in the fall. Charlene and Norman and Katie and Barky and Judy and Paul. Let's go around the garden and see what the birdies are doing and what the squirrels are about. Maybe we'll find them napping and take them by surprise, and maybe we'll find them watching with all their ears and eyes. We'll ask them how they are doing with feet and tails and wings. It wouldn't surprise us any if they tell us a number of things. So they came to a cute little cavern right under a great big stone. Barky. Why, Mr. Hopetoad, do you live here all alone? Mr. Hopetoad. Oh, yes, it's the dearest place I know. So cool and dark and comfy. It's where I always go. Katy. I would think you would be very lonesome. Come with me. I have a beautiful house to live in. You'll be happy as you can be. Hopetoad. Why, thank you very kindly, but this is the home God gave me, and I'm happiest here, I'm sure. Teacher. Then they came to a bluebird sitting before a hole in a tree and singing and singing and singing as happy as he could be. Charlene. Dear bluebird, is that the place you live? I really could give you a better if you take what I can give. Bluebird. And what do you think would be better? Charlene. Why, a house with some windows in it and curtains. It's prettier. Bluebird. Oh, that is for you, my girlie. I'm sure it is very fair, but the hole in a tree is my home nest, for the good God put it there. Teacher. Then they came to the brook by the garden where the fishes were swimming about. Norman. Oh, fishes, wouldn't you like it if you could just get out? I have a home with a fireplace in it. I'll share it with you if you say. I'm sure you would be happier in it than you would in the brook all day. Fish. Little boy, I'll give you a piece of my brook home if you'll come and live in a pail. A fireplace for you is lovely, but the water is best for me. It's the kind of home God gave me, and here is where I love to be. Teacher. Then they came to a ground squirrel frisking on a low stone fence at play. Judy. Dear little squirrel, wouldn't you like to come home with me and stay? I have a table with china dishes and a tub to take a bath. Now, wouldn't you like that better than the hole at the end of your path? Squirrel. Toot toot, my dear. I think that's very fine for the home of a sunny-haired maiden, but the old stone wall for mine. I've made me a nest of corn silk and nuts I've stored to eat. God meant that home for this squirrel when he gave me my nimble feet. Teacher. And then they spied on a flower a honey bee sipping away. All children. Oh, honey bee, do you do this all through the day? Paul. Dear honey bee, you must be weary. It's time to come home. I have the prettiest cottage to live in if you will come at my call. Honey bee. Buzz, buzz. I have a home that just fits a bee. A hive full of babies is waiting, and that's the home God gave to me. Teacher. So away flew the bee on a beeline, away to her little bees, and the children looked down on the garden and they looked up into the trees. Barky and Katy. Dear, dear, the toad doesn't like our home. Charlene. Dear, dear, the bluebird wants his own. Norman. Dear, dear, who'd want to live in a brook? Judy. Dear, dear, what a home for a squirrel. Look. Paul to children. Dear, dear, the bee thinks a hive is a home. I'd give him a cottage to live in, but the honey bee won't come. Teacher. Dear children, listen. The good God loves you all. Charlene and Norman and Katy and Barky and Judy and Paul. And he loves the birdies and the creatures, the toad, the fish and the bee, the bluebird, the squirrel and the lambkin and everything that you see. He makes for each one a dwelling where each is happy to stay, and none of them would be happy if they were taken away. Then he makes for your children your houses with mother and father to love, so all of us may be happy and thank the dear Father above. So all the children turned homeward. Charlene and Norman and Paul and Katie and Barky and Judy and teacher last of them all. And this is the lesson they carried from Bluebird and Squirrel and Bee and Fishes and Toady and others they had walked in the garden to see, all children together. The dear God made all creatures, the great ones and the small. The dear God loves every one of us and makes a home for us all.